So are we going to crush the Monday session today, or are we going to the OTC? We'll find out soon. A good full-bodied one, the largest volume is here. An area of interest pushing from above, there's volume. It really looks like they want to break through. The seller isn't increasing, but at the Central Federal District, the Central Federal District took off. 89, 4 minutes for an increase, should have placed a larger amount. 750 is the amount for the chaser. Look at the volume at the very top of the candle. Cool, great, but this little thing might work itself out, especially since it's practically near this stop. But here's the problem. The buyer is showing good movement. This stop was made quite recently. 35 seconds remain until the end. Look at this seller. He's just stupidly falling. The buyer most likely will have as much as in the previous candle, or slightly more, a full-bodied candle by cluster. It seems like there is volume. Based on this volume, we can also go for an increase according to the general logic. Initially, there was a downtrend here. Something went wrong. Now there's a reversal. Overall, all the over chances for further upward movement are present. There's still plenty of time. A 6-tick seller has appeared above. We are waiting. The movement is happening in the opposite direction. I want to take a little bit here for the entry. A bit more. I'm opening a 4-minute follow-up for an increase. Why more? Because I initially wanted to set 500, not 300. I forgot to change it. So 3 here. 500 will be enough for the next follow-up. If it's needed, I'll prepare it. And for now, we wait. So 3 seconds to the end. There was a chance that, wow, that was explosive. I'm glad. Of course, in such a situation, let's give it 2 minutes while we wait for the next one. 5 seconds to the end. Another win. Like, come here, everyone. Great, but nothing is good. 1 + 1. This is how the movement looks on TradingView. In principle, the fact of entry logic plus volume fact 2 plus cluster factor plus 3 facts for entry to continue. Well, candlestick analysis, you can also add a plus here. Some movement occurred. I'm satisfied. I'll go look for another situation. So Euro GBP. Now after the pullback, in principle, it would be a good option to take the entry point. Euro GBP is 3. All right, increase. Here, the amount, I'll explain why. Marked the area. Look at how it appears. That is not to say the area, well, the nearest stop for the price. And there was also news. The news didn't let the price go higher. It pushed the price lower. So I can assume liquidity is present and it would be better to take it. Plus, up to this very area, the entry is again on the strong side of the priority. And you don't have to be a fool to understand that we have a buyer here. Indeed, so what else can be logically said here? There were these stops. In principle, there was a reaction to them. We passed them. This stop, that is this maximum, was taken out by this red candle, meaning there was also a reaction to it. Right now, the maximum that can happen is a retest of this area and then a move back here. The place is not bad. It's a news-driven area to reach. Overall, there's a point in coming here. So the entry is mostly purely based on logic, without volumes and without clusters. Yes, and overall, we are waiting for now. So 5 seconds to the end, nothing happened during this time. It read, well, I wouldn't consider this a normal plus. That is, I opened here and it closed almost at my opening point, meaning the movement is higher. I still didn't see any, so 4 minutes, 500 for an increase. 1500. I prepared and gave, plus, yes, there in one strange point on the guy. I don't consider it like that. So we will continue to work on the movement further. By the way, look, now a buyer is appearing. It might equalize in these 3 minutes or even be more than the previous one. Very, very quite good by the cluster. At the very top, there is strength to go higher. And probably the main fact is that all this time it hasn't moved from the opening point anywhere, yes, meaning they are currently in a struggle. We are watching. For now, we expect this, but here comes a sharp impulse downwards. Therefore, I would like to use the first chaser here as 3 seconds remain until the end. This is, again, a plus desired. A lower amount is not enough. This is how it looks. Here is 1 point, so you understand, yes, here 23, the difference is already present. Somehow closed 1 point, prayed like damn, got lucky, that's it, and went to brag. What a class of traders you are. 1 point, got lucky, closed. Oh, that's it, that's it, that's it, bye. My course, please join my private channel. The upward movement continues. Everything is okay. The only problem is that in this candle, we have fewer buyers than in the previous one. This is not good for further movement, but nevertheless, logically, we are making our way. And the area of interest remained restraining, closed higher. That is, there are facts for continuation, a lot of volume on top. And in principle, it seems to me that the upward movement will continue further. A lot of volume But damn, look already, what movement has occurred since the opening of this candle? Seller 19. KBS is weak, 1965. Here is Europe GBP. It could still be worth trying to take. There is a distance to the area. From the earnings side, this is basically, yes, this can be used. But from the content side, well, damn, what are you interested in? Will it be interesting to close the deal for an increase again? I think not. Therefore, I will go look for another situation. And if there is nothing, I will return to this one. By the way, I went through all the pairs and didn't find a single situation for a pullback movement. Continuing to search. So here's an interesting moment with AUD-KCHF. I'll try to explain why it's interesting. AUD-CHF, 7%. I'll try here with 2 minutes. With 2. I really want it to close me out faster, not to wait for 4. But if it doesn't close me out, then essentially I'm losing 1 extra catch-up and extra time. Because I'm going for 1 catch-up, what caught my attention about this situation? Why did I want to enter it? Look, this volume is one of the top volumes in this situation. This volume essentially correlates with this stop, where we didn't let the buyer go higher, but went lower, making a new minimum. But if I look at the situation a bit more broadly, I see, come on, refresh, look. The second, yes, top volume, it will be like this for me. So theoretically, the price has already approached this volume. We saw a seller, but the buyer managed to hold the candle and the next candle did not go down. Yes, so there was neither a seller nor a buyer in this volume. The buyer gathered liquidity here and is basically ready to move higher. According to the cluster, look, they held the zone of interest in their favor, closed higher. Good, yes, so further movement can occur. Precisely this vertical volume. Why did it increase in this candle? Why did a seller appear here at all? Because, well, we have evidence of this. But since basically the seller is normal, look here, yes, right here where there wasn't a proper seller here, because if there had been a proper seller, we would see this candle not as green but as red and moving downwards, but we see resistance in red from the buyers. That's why I would like to take 2 minutes purely to try to take advantage of these pauses. I don't know what will come out of this. This will result in a 0, so we'll take more time, 750. Entering for an increase with 10 seconds left until the end. It drops to my opening point, although I was already sure that this would be a plus without any nerves, but it gives me a return at the end. Let's see how far it went. That is, it couldn't even update its previous maximum. Candles, it gets a pullback movement. The 25 tick seller doesn't look very good. Healthy, but in terms of volume, visually, there might be as many sellers as there were in the previous candle, but with such volume it didn't go down. However, the fact that there are fewer buyers and the seller is growing, that's already not good. All right, then here logical questions start to arise. From this point, there was a pullback movement, but we didn't see a strong seller. Now we come back to the same point, and from it, we see a pullback movement again. Probably in this situation, I would watch how this candle closes and then make a decision. Therefore, I'll return closer to the candle's closing. So, well, in the end, we have a red candle increasing significantly. The seller, I have questions about why and from where. Why from this very same place? Therefore, I don't see a reason to enter for a decrease now, as it's unclear where the buyer will step in, because our nearest stop is at this point. So I'll go look for another situation and try to correct it with a follow-up. So here's Euro. CHF, Euro, CHF. Sit 3%. Not much. Won't do. Regarding Shchelkovo for now, I haven't found entry points, although this moment is interesting. Maybe here it looks like an update of this maximum. There was a good candle. There was no loss of strength at the bottom. Went lower. There was also a lot of volume from the seller, but the next candle is bought by the seller. Against such strength buyers above, according to this trend, it would look like an update of the highs. The nearest stop is located here. In principle, there's nothing interesting here. You can pass through. 147 ticks. There is resistance from below. Everywhere the volume does not lose strength, I see the situation as bullish. And here you have GB, beer, and the question, of course, is that the loss over time will already be greater than in the previous candle. That's good. Let's go. USD, SHPY, 84, 4 minutes to catch up. I will open a long position. So this is what we have. The first catch up, but it happens on a different trade. Here, plus minus movement, I assume, should happen here. Not immediately. Yes, for some it's unique. Now after reaching the maximum, a pullback movement may still occur. In general, it doesn't matter after the sideways movement or after a drop, removal, some liquidity, the attempt to reach this area should still occur. Otherwise, the point of this movement is completely lost. 3 seconds remain until the end of this situation. I'll return the amount here just in case, as I was here quite recently. Wow, I accidentally went in with 20 instead of 2000. Well, overall, this is how my trading session turned out today. A total of 2 returns. And now I would like to summarize March. I think everyone would be interested to see what I achieved in March, and you can also write about what you achieved in March. I would gladly look. So in the end, for March, we have this result. So here, for some reason, it shows 30. It's not the full March. So why is it 31? Here's 31. This is the overall result for March in principle, but this is actually a joke. It's 2024. A mistake happened. Well, what am I looking at then? Maximum 4,500, although in it the maximum is 20. It should be this month. So let's look at March. The percentage of profit is a bit lower. Well, okay, that's how it turns out for March, thanks to this miracle that was done accidentally. As for the percentage, it's not because of a large number of follow-ups, it's because of the trades that were opened at $1. There, just for fun, yes, when you apply a level for videos on TikTok and open trades at $1, up or a bunch down. That's it, approximately 61, 65 as usual for me, something like that. Profit for the month. But you can look, for example, at February. It seems that such a miracle did not happen with the trades there. Well, 61. Well, let's look at January. What was there in the statistics? You see here at 77, January was very good. So guys, in general, this is the kind of video we got for those who were interested. Give it a like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. And now, goodbye.